Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and right now I am in Kelowna, British Columbia. Tonight I will be giving a lecture called The Domino Effect of Normal Living. What the heck is that? Seriously, I'm going to tell you something right now, and you can believe it or not believe it, but only 1 out of 100 people are healthy right now. I'm talking about truly healthy. You know, I'm going to be talking about, I did a video, okay, when I was going through the airport, and it was called Fly and Refresh, and it was about Coca-Cola and a whole bunch of other things. This thing has hit like 700,000 views in just a few days, and I've got people saying, "Oh, Dr. Wolfe, thank you very much," and then, "Dr. Wolfe, why don't you just die and go to hell?" So the reality is you know, some people, it has upset them because understand something, whether you want to believe it or not, I'm addicted to certain things, but I'm addicted to things that are actually loving and caring for myself. A lot of people are addicted to things that are actually destroying their life and the lives of their family. Yes or no? Okay. And when I say things, I'm not trying to be hateful. You know, when I went through the airport and I went to do the refresh and fly, I mean, seriously, refresh and fly, go look at the video. It's all the junk food. And then they had water in there. And does anybody know that the smart water is just distilled water and it has chemicals in it and it's in a plastic bottle that's made out of petroleum? Does anybody really realize why water is more expensive than Coca-Cola? Because Coca-Cola has phosphoric acid in it that will eat your guts out, your intestines. And believe it or not, it does cause leaky gut and leaky brain. You can believe it or not believe it. I said it had 10 teaspoons of sugar in one bottle, and people are going, "No, it's corn syrup." Well, what do you think sugar is? And corn syrup is GMO, which means that it does cause leaky brain, leaky gut. And the reality is in Mexico, they use cane sugar. They don't use corn syrup, thank you very much. So it depends on where you're talking about, what you're talking about. And understand something. I love Mexico. I love the Spanish people. And they've got 2-liter bottles of Coke there. And I'm going to tell you something. I go to Mexico a lot. And I'll be living in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Florida, and Texas. Yeah, there you go. Can't find a home. Well, because I'm doing a lot. And I've got fulfillment centers and clinics in all of these areas, right? But the reality is this, okay? You have to understand something. Is like in Mexico, United States, we are dumping from United States into Mexico all the GMO corn, and people are eating those tortillas, okay, made out of GMO corn. And they're also drinking Coke like I've never seen it in my life before. 2-liter Coke, and it's like they're all proud of it. And people are very addicted to it. And I'm not tearing anybody down, okay? I'm trying to tell you, I want to help my brothers and sisters, and they are my brothers and sisters. Everybody around the world is. You know, when I bring up things, if they match a person's belief, I'm a great guy. And if they don't match the beliefs, you should see. You can get away with telling me to go F myself, go screw yourself, go to hell, Dr. Wolfe. You're not a real doctor. You're a scam artist. You're snake oil. Really? Okay. So it doesn't matter. I cannot take anything personal, but the reality is this. I'm never going to give up doing what I'm doing. You know, I have the research to back the things that I'm saying, and there'll be people on here going, "You don't know what you're talking about," and that's fine. I'm going to tell you something right now. I brought up the thing about food stamps. I'm not picking on people that are on food stamps. First of all, nobody should be on food stamps because money's not even real. There's enough food in the world. There's enough water in the world. There's just not enough unconditional love. And we allow our government, okay, which works for an internal government, a secret government, okay, all right, and that is people like the tobacco industry that own every food corporation now. And guess what? There shouldn't be food stamps anywhere in the world. You know, you do know that, don't you? And I'm not picking on these people, but we have all been programmed to be in poverty consciousness, whether it's our health, our wealth, or love. Can't get enough love, can we? Because we've never been allowed to love ourselves. And then we make these decisions. Let me tell you something. People are addicted to Coca-Cola like they're addicted to Coke. So better get it. People are coming on so pissed off at me, and I'm not trying to down them. But the reality is this, it's got phosphoric acid in it that'll eat your guts out. I mean, they use that to clean a rust off of automobiles. They use it to clean because it's so corrosive. The reality is that Coca-Cola is run by an evil entity that is destroying us, okay? Now, and then I said that that Coke gets $1 billion a year, okay, for food stamps, for people to be able to enjoy their Coke. I wasn't downing people because they drink Coke. I'm not telling you that they shouldn't be allowed to drink Coke. I'm just trying to tell you that why is Coca-Cola getting $1 billion a year? And in the United States, taxpayers give $10 billion a year to pop companies. And don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. People will come on here and go, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I can tell you, do your homework, do your own research. And then they'll tell me, where did you get this research from? You need to let me know. What do you think? I've got all day? Okay. Do your own research and then come to me and challenge me. My phone number is 469-861-8884. Okay. Or say you want to come on a show or something. You know, don't tell me that I need to give you the research. Do your own research. Okay. Understand something. You can't go into an airport. You can't go to any corner, anywhere in any city and find a corner store with anything good in it. You can't go into a grocery store and find anything good. But the reality is guess what? I eat great. Let me tell you something. And then people will say, you can't afford to eat great. Does anybody really want to take a look at how much it costs to buy junk food? Really? Seriously? Are you kidding me? If you knew how much money I spend, because I drink structured water, I juice, okay, carrots, I juice greens, okay, I do lentils, I do beans. This stuff is a lot cheaper than the processed food that everybody's buying. And let me tell you something, the people that say they can't eat right, you've got addictions. You're a smoker, you're a toker, you drink wine every day, okay, or you buy packaged food, and don't tell me that's not expensive. Why don't you try to go through a drive-through today? It used to be cheap. It's not now. All right. So understand, they already know they've got everybody addicted. So the prices of eating poor toxic food are more expensive than eating well. So let's just put that away. And then guess what? People are attacking me. You know, this video that I did in the airport about Coca-Cola is now up to around 700,000 views in just this last few days. It's gone viral. I get it. And then what I said in there is that it causes diabetes. Well, what does that mean? People ask me. Well, it causes it causes you to become diabetic. Just know this, that 90% of the population in the United States and Canada are pre-diabetic. Whether you want to believe it or not, 50% of teenagers are pre-diabetic right now. And obesity, well, understand this. Why don't you go take a look at a picture back in 1970, okay, or up to 1975. And what you're going to see on a beach is all people that look like lean and keen. Okay. Now, guess what? You can hardly look at anyone and they're chunky. You can hardly look at anyone and they've got a bloated abdomen. They've got love handles. There are rolls out the front. Look at, and there's no way in the world that you are ever going to feel out of place anymore with being overweight. Back in 1980, they changed being obese from 10 pounds to 40 pounds overweight. You need to walk down any street you want, and all you see is diabetes, okay? All you see is that. And people come on here and understand it's not their fault, but the majority of people know nothing about health. You can go all the way through high school, college, university, and you can watch TV, all the nutritional channels, and you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to learn anything. You might get little tidbits, but you're never going to get healthy. Let me tell you something, okay? And I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to tell you, I know how to make people healthy, whether they've got all the way to stage 3 inflammation, which they call cancer. Every autoimmune disease, okay, is called self-poisoning. And you've done it to yourself. And it's not that you did it on purpose, because look at everyone, okay? The world, these cycles don't have to do anything anymore because everybody's blowing up. Okay, why don't you go and take a look at a video of any place where you'll find majority of population 5 years ago, and then do it right now. Everybody's sick. They're limping. They've got canes. They've got walkers. They got wheelchairs. Okay, I'm also getting bashed for another one I did. I went into an airport, okay, and there was 23 wheelchairs in a row coming on my plane to Puerto Rico. 23 wheelchairs. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, almost all of them could walk. The reality is we've been turned into victims. You want to know something? Go now right down the street or go to the mall and take a look at how many women and men waddle. That means that they are frozen in their low back because they've been pooping in their pelvis. That's right, you heard me, pooping in their pelvis. You know, people think they have good bowel movements. You show me someone with good bowel movements. It's impossible. Too much stress, they don't drink enough water, they don't drink structured water, which is nature's water. They don't know how to food combine properly. They don't know that whole plant-based eating is the way to go. I mean, you know, if you ate 80% of your diet was based on whole plant-based foods, okay, all right, you wouldn't have any problems at all. And if your bowel movements, you had them properly, and if you drank 3/4 of an ounce of structured water for every pound you are, you wouldn't have any of these problems. You know, and the whole thing is everybody's telling me I'm going to my doctor for a checkup. I haven't been to a checkup with my doctor, okay, since I was probably 18 years old. I don't need anybody to check on me. I know that I look good, feel good, bang. Okay, I need to go to my doctor to have him tell me that, guess what, you don't have cancer yet. You don't have an autoimmune disease yet. You know, the only thing that's going to change in your life is when you make different choices. Unless you're willing to change your personality, you're never going to change your reality. I am not here picking on anyone. I am no better than anyone else, okay? And people go, he's not a real doctor. Well, no, I'm not a real medical doctor. And yes, I am a doctor, okay? I deserve to be called a doctor because I worked for this, all right? I'm willing anytime you want. You call me up at 469-861-8884. That's my phone number. And you can come on my show. And then we'll go toe to toe. I don't care what kind of doctor, practitioner you are. If you want to try to see if you can out me, you come right ahead and do it. I'm done with this. I'm done with people getting on there and just thinking they can badmouth me. I'm probably with this Coca-Cola one that's gone 700,000. We've banned probably 20, 30 people. You're not allowed to get on there and swear at me. You're not allowed to get on there and disrespect me. I didn't disrespect anyone in any of my one-a-days. I get on there and tell the truth. And if the truth upsets you, and it may not be your truth, but don't let it upset you. Just don't come on my platform anymore. I don't want to upset you. I don't want you to hate me. Go somewhere else and hate someone else, okay? Do you want to know something? I got a big surprise for you. I'm not here for the majority of the population. I'm here for the people that say, I want to break my addictions that are killing me and my family. I want to make different choices. I want to be a lean, keen muscle machine, and I want to live until I'm 120 years old. Don't come on my platform. Go on a platform, okay, where you're not going to have me piss you off because I am not going to change the way I'm thinking. There's a guy who actually said, I'm going to come to your lecture tonight in Kelowna, and I'm going to tell people who you really are. And I said, bring it on. Bring it on. And I'm going to tell the AMA on you. Bring it on. What do you think? Because my belief systems don't match yours, you can threaten me? My God, if you knew how when I lived in Canada, how my own government has actually spent over $200,000 to do a show on me on Marketplace to try to destroy me, okay? And guess what? You think, and it was made out of BS, because if it was true, I would have been charged with something. So understand, this stuff doesn't bother me. And understand this. Go ahead and drink Coke. Go ahead and eat junk. Don't tell me that it doesn't disrupt the good bacteria in your large intestine. And when your good bacteria become bad bacteria, then you have bad messages coming to your brain. And guess what? Jesus said, love them anyway. And you might think I'm full of it, but guess what? It doesn't matter what you throw at me. You don't have to like me. You can threaten me all you want. I don't sell anything toxic. I sell the best nutraceuticals in the world. I get money back guarantee on my consultations, okay, on my courses, on my trainings. I know who I am. I don't need your approval. And understand that. I'm doing a world tour, and we are going to be all over the world. I'm going to finish that world tour up in November, okay? But we are going to be going to England, Australia, throughout the States, Canada, and into Europe. And the reality is my message is only one thing: self-love and self-care. Eating nature's food, drinking structured water, learning how to breathe properly, not letting these psychos ever stress you out again. Guess what? I have no fear. So understand, if you think that just because my belief systems don't match yours and you're going to threaten me, understand, I've been threatened all the way to the top of the government. I just went to the bank yesterday in Canada, okay, because I had to pull my money out of a bank because they couldn't tell me why, but my bank account got shut down and it wasn't because of my banking. So why don't you figure it out? And I'm still not going to stop talking for the right of people to learn how to love and care for themselves. Yes, I'm coming to the UK. I'm doing a full course there. It's about 45 minutes outside of London. If you go to braveheartnation.com, you can see my schedule. Listen to me, everyone. I need you to get this. You don't like me? You have the right. You hate me? Go ahead and do it. But guess what? Don't upset yourself, because the longer and stronger that you hate me, the more you're going to dump chemicals that are going to hurt you, because I don't care if you hate me or you love me. I got to love you anyway, and I've got to. Listen, when we have unconditional love for ourselves and for others, no matter what they think of us, okay? That's the only way you win this game on this planet. I'm going to tell you something. These psychos, they're going to get their way all the time because we're so busy bickering between us. I don't like that religion, but I like that one. I don't like that nationality, but I like that one. I don't like that ritual, but I like this one. I don't like that language, but I like this one. I don't like gays. I don't like people with rings. I don't like people with that have gotten the V. I don't like people that have tattoos. Well, I'm going to love them all. I'm going to love them all. There's been enough hate going on here. And I'll tell you something. I've deleted most of it, but why don't you take a look at the Coca-Cola one and take a look at what people have to say about me. Okay? They don't even know me, and they've already made decisions. And you know what I say? Love them anyway. I don't know what their life is like. They're eating toxic food. They have toxic relationships that they think are based on love. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just trying to tell you that the day that you don't take things personal, you don't need approval, you mind your own business. And minding your own business doesn't mean mind your own business. It means minding your own business. Learning how to love and care for yourself and doing that for your family. And whatever your passion and purpose is, you go and get it. And then you find out what your destiny is. And then you gift the world with that every day. And you leave smiles wherever you go. Let me tell you something. No time in your life was bitching and complaining and explaining pays off for you. No time in your life having guilt or giving someone guilt has ever paid off. It has destroyed us. That is the poison, and they're winning. No matter what the world decides to do, whether it wants to eat itself to death, drink itself to death, or talk itself to death, okay? That's none of my business. My business is, guess what? I have my own beliefs about the source, the creator. And guess what? Every moment that I'm down here, I'm going to stay in the present moment. I'm going to own it. And I'm going to let people know that they are beautiful. We all came from the same creator. You are a spirit being. And if you're not feeding your spirit, then your physical body will rot out like a car would. Where cars rust, bodies rot. And I'm telling you something right now. You can be rotten. I mean rotten. You can be bloated. You can have headaches. Do you know how many people have autoimmune diseases? And if I go, hey, how you doing today? How's your health? My health is great. Do you know what it is today? They're not in the hospital. And they're on 1, 2, 3, or 4 drugs. I'm not on any drugs. Never will be. You'll never even hear that I have the flu or the cold, because there is no such thing. The viruses are dead. They're not alive. They can't jump 1 inch, less 6 feet. Why didn't you look it up? Virus means poison in Greek. And the reality is we've all been ruled, schooled, and fooled on this. Okay, and they're going to come again. They're never going to be done with us, because guess what? Because we work self-hate programs. Because we were programmed from the minute we got here to disrespect ourselves. So I don't care. Unless you have total honor and respect for yourself, you can't give that to your family. And that's impossible. Oh, I love my kids so much. Really? Well, how much do you love yourself? Okay. And do you observe your children or do you judge them? Okay. Do you punish your children or do you work with them and try to expand their consciousness? Let me tell you right now. Okay. It's not your fault. You've been programmed. Like when I was on my way to Puerto Rico and there was 23 wheelchairs, I called it the Puerto Rico wheelchair race. What else was I supposed to call it? I wasn't picking on them, but most of those people, they weren't crippled because of a car accident or their spine was cut. They were crippled because we have a crippled healthcare system. Okay, so how many times did you go to the chiropractor? How many times did you go to the massage therapist, acupuncturist? How many times did you go to your doctor and get medication to try to help you because your hip hurt, your low back hurt, your knee hurt? Okay, and understand that can't be fixed. But meanwhile, I'm a dirty, rotten scoundrel, and I'll give you a money-back guarantee that in the first treatment, we'll prove to you that we can reverse that. Seriously? Okay, so understand, it's not how good I am. I'm trying to tell you the whole system is crippled, and it's created the biggest virus going called victimitis, and that is in 99 out of 100 people. 1 out of 100 people are standing in their power today, and guess what? For the other 99, it's not their fault. But it's your responsibility, because good luck trying to find a friend, a family member, or a practitioner that actually knows what real health is and is going to hold the line for you and take a stand and say, guess what? That is not a health program. Yes, it's better than the most of them, but the hole that you've dug, you're never going to get out unless you take massive personal action. That's why 99% of the people that are on some kind of natural health program, they turn the burner down, but they never turn anything around, yes or no. You can say whatever you want about me, think whatever you want about me, but guess what? I'm going to love you anyway, because that was the key. If we were to come together and stop fighting and judging, and actually, you know what? If somebody's not harming you, let them be what they need to be. Just love them anyway. Okay? Why don't you try that? And then guess what? You'll have more energy and you'll have less negative symptoms. Because every time that you have an emotion that is not based on unconditional love for yourself and for others, you're dumping histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, which is going to bring your oxygen levels down, get rid of your minerals in your body. It's going to exhaust you. Okay? Understand that. Take a look at what you eat and ask yourself, is this high vibrational? Is this got lots of light in it? Is this going to bring my frequency up? How's this going to make me feel? Remember, your large intestine is a compost. So whatever you put in here comes down here. By the time it gets into the large intestine, it's fermenting. It's either creating good bacteria or bad bacteria. So understand, you don't have to like me, but I'll tell you one thing. You go into my Doc of Detox library, okay? And then tell me I don't know what I'm talking about after you've done some master classes, after you've done some research. And understand something. I'm not scared to come on here and show when I'm working on somebody on a fibroid tumor to show that with a cell-sonic and non-surgical, we can take down a tumor that's the size of an egg and it's gone because the invisible creates the physical. I'm not scared to show that because I'm the real deal. And guess what? Do you think that doesn't threaten most of the practitioners out there? You think I don't threaten corporations? You think I'm not a threat to the government? I'm not out here and trying to start trouble. I'm not trying to fight against these guys. I'm trying to fight for your right, for my right to be spirit beings, to allow ourselves the right to love and care for ourselves and never have to judge ourselves again, to learn, not burn, to observe, not judge. Because when you judge yourself and you judge someone else, you put them into an invisible prison. So remember, hate me as much as you want, love me as much as you want. I'm going to love you anyway. Tonight I'll be coming on live at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, if you're interested. Okay? All right? And then I'll be heading to Bonita, Florida, and I'll be doing some lectures there. If you want to check out braveheartnation.com, this is our last whole life coach certification training. Okay, if you ever wanted to crack the coconut, learn how to love yourself and love your life and take action, you'll want to take my whole life coach course at some point, or my Braveheart Circle. But I'll be doing a whole life coach in Bonita, Florida at Crunch Fitness All right. And we'll also be doing a Wolf non-surgical certification, the most powerful body work in the world. We will give you a money back guarantee on the first treatment that we do on you with Wolf non-surgical, that we will do more in that treatment than all the other treatments combined, whether it was chiropractic, acupuncture, or massage therapy. And understand, I have a doctorate in acupuncture. I also, when I first got out of school, I became a registered massage therapist. That didn't last long, though. So the reality is here, I'm not poo-pooing on anything, but remember something. Every pain, every bit of swelling, every stiffness in your body is created because of displaced calcium, which we can get back into your bones, all of it. Scar tissue, which we can turn back into beautiful connective tissue if you allow us. Crystallization from lactic and uric acid that we can melt. But are you willing to change your beliefs? Are you willing to change your personality? Are you willing to make different choices? And are you willing, okay, to stop hating broccoli or your aunt or your uncle, your parents or your children? And are you going to only start focusing on the things you love? What if you were only to focus on the things you love, not on the things you hate? That means walk away from government, walk away from politics, walk away from the medical system, not walk away from them, but walk away to the point that you're not complaining all the time. If you're going to go to the doctor, stop complaining about him. Okay, they are in the drug business, the surgery, the chemotherapy, and radiation business. They're not in any other business. Don't be pissed off at them. This is what they have to offer. The medical system's not broken. If you need them, don't complain. Don't explain. This is what they have. If you want unbelievable vitality and energy and health, that is your job. Okay? From your mouth to your rectum, are you in charge? And do you have only 4-inch consciousness where you say, it'll fit in my mouth and I don't care what it is? And it's too expensive to eat right? I can prove that I spend less money than a junk food eater. I can prove that I spend less money on my diet, okay, than somebody that says that they can't afford to eat right. And that's the God's truth. All right? We do perfect day consultations for $150, which is unbelievable because it's lifetime support. And you get my manual, which is 400-page manual, perfect day manual. Now, why am I doing that? Well, because guess what? Not a lot of people have a lot of money. But I got to make sure that I support my practitioners and pay them and keep my business open. But the reality is, come get a perfect day consultation. And then if you aren't blown away by it, I'll give you your money back. Well, no, I won't. Just call up and say, I don't like it. Okay? You'll still get to keep the manual. But why don't you, if you don't want that, go into my library, Doc of Detox library, and then go in there and tell me that I'm full of BS. Okay? Or that I have really good BS, which is really good belief systems, and all I'm doing is trying to empower you to heal yourself. You never have to spend any money on me, and I'm still going to give you more than any other practitioner, because guess what? You can't be powerful unless you're going to make sure that you make everybody else powerful. And that's what it's all about, is empowering you to not need us. From you to become from a patient to a practitioner. You need to become your own doctor, your own practitioner. You need to get to the point that I don't need Dr. Wolf. I don't need anybody anymore. I know how to eat, drink, and think. Okay? I understand now that I'm a light energy, electrical, magnetic being, and that I can bring my vibration up as high as I want. And that's it. I'm going to tell you something right now. I wasn't picking on people that were in wheelchairs. They shouldn't be in the wheelchair. Okay? They were programmed to be in the wheelchair. They were programmed that this is as good as it gets. Okay? All right? Understand something. This is not as good as it gets. And understand this, that people, okay? 1 second. Not sure what's going on here. I'm frozen. Anyways, so it's like this. When they tell you that it's as good as it gets, you haven't even started yet. You haven't even started yet. Look at, why don't you challenge me? Yeah. Oh, he's got a big mouth. Well, I need to have a big mouth. I need to talk like I can promise something that people are magical. They're mystical. They have all the answers inside of themselves. I'm not the magic one. Okay. You were created by God Almighty to be amazing. Okay. And all we want to do is just to get you back on the path of being amazing. You don't need us. Once you start to find your authentic self, you don't need anybody else, okay? You've been disrespected, okay, dishonored, okay, and they've got you believing that this is all you deserve. Well, let me tell you something. I appreciate everything I have, but it's never going to be enough because I am a spirit being and I am unlimited. And understand this, when you see what I accomplish in the next year, I'm only doing it because I want to show you that you can do better than me. Everybody can do better than me. Everybody that takes my courses, I say, take everything I got, make it yours. You know, we will build websites for all our practitioners at cost. We teach them marketing at cost because we have to. Okay, we really want to help each other or we don't want to help each other. Go ahead. Say whatever you want, and then you go and try to dig some dirt on me and figure out how Dr. Wolf is up to something. Let me tell you what I'm up to. I know that I won't be able to make a big difference on the planet, but wherever I can, I want to give somebody back their self-respect. Teach them that it's about self-care and self-love. And once you can do that for yourself, you will automatically do it for your family. And that's it. And understand something. A family's not a family until it has unconditional love. Yes or no? You think about that. All right? Thanks for joining me. And understand I wasn't picking on the people in the wheelchairs. I wasn't picking on the people that have to be on food stamps. 15% of the population in the United States is on food stamps. Okay? My heart goes out to them. Okay? And the reality is they've all been taught poverty consciousness on many levels. And God bless them. And understand something. But we need to let them know that they're not stupid, they're not dumb, and guess what? Until they make different choices, they will not have different opportunities, okay? Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day.